something to do. When you follow God sheepishly, God bless you in the full. Praise the name of the Lord. Now, what we read this morning is another one I just saw this morning. I was reading this passage, I think last night. And God just dropped this topic to me. I said, what kind of God are we serving? Samson was in the midst of his enemies. They have already surrounded him. Thousands of enemies were already surrounding Samson to kill him. They have already bound him, tied him with chain to kill him. And these thousands of people who wanted to kill Samson, some of them came with sophisticated weapons in their hands to kill Samson. And then Samson prayed for protection. The Bible says the Spirit of the Lord suddenly came upon Samson. What expected the Spirit of the Lord to do upon the life of Samson humanly was to fortify Samson, so that when people will shoot Samson, the bullet will not even penetrate the body of Samson. But instead of God doing that, he decided to put something in the hand of Samson. But if God wanted to put something in the hand of Samson, then God would have given Samson a stronger weapon. He would have given Samson AK-47 or something higher than AK-47, so that by the time he releases the bullet, the thousands of his enemies that surrounded him can die one hand. But instead of God giving Samson AK-47, when thousands of his enemies were surrounding him, the Bible says he shot him a jawbone of an ass. He said to Samson, this is a jawbone of an ass. Now, look at, just imagine a jawbone of an ass. A jawbone. Now, a jawbone of an, I was even considering, if you even wanted Samson to use a jawbone of an animal to kill his enemies, now why not look for a jawbone of a stronger animal like lion, not an ass? A jawbone of an ass is not as strong as a jawbone of a lion. But why are you asking Samson to use a jawbone of a weakest animal to kill thousands of his enemies that surrounded him? And the Bible says Samson carried a jawbone. I don't know how he did it, but you can imagine thousands of enemies wanting to kill you, all of them with their weapons, and you are simply carrying something that was so insignificant. Anybody could have thought that nothing could work, but the Bible says with that jawbone, Samson killed how many? 1,000. I don't know how he did it. With that jawbone, he killed 1,000. Hear me, brothers and sisters. The power was not the jawbone, but the power was the one that was behind the jawbones. It was not the jawbones of an ass that killed 1,000, but it was the power behind the jawbones that killed 1,000. But you know what really touched me? Put verse 17 for me. Put verse 17 for me. Now, what really touched me, which I'm going to, it's not my way I want to dwell, but I just like to see what Samson did. And the Bible says, and it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he had cast away the jawbone out of his hand and called that place Ramath Lehi. Now, after he had used that jawbone to kill 1,000 people, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He threw it away. That is the mentality of some of us. When God has used somebody to help you to stand, after standing, what do? You forget about the person who helped you. Some of you, where you are today, somebody helped you to climb to where you are today. Where you are today, it was somebody who took you to where you are today. The business you are having is somebody who introduced you to the business. The job you are doing is somebody who introduced you to that job. Whatever you are doing, somebody who took you to where. But as I'm talking now, you have forgotten the one who helped you there. There are some young girls here in the house. When you wanted to start school and all that, you didn't have anybody. But one young man suddenly decided to sponsor you in your education. Immediately you finish and you graduated and got your certificate, that you now remember that that man is uneducated. You cast him away. There are some of men that a woman struggle and made you what you are today. And what you are today, when that woman entered your house, you didn't have anything, but that woman struggled with you until you became something that you are today. But immediately you became what you are today. What did you do? You cast that woman away. You are looking for divorce to marry another woman who didn't know how you started. That was the same thing that Samson did. The jawbone that helped him to finish 1,000, he didn't know how the jawbone helped him, but as soon as he finished, anybody would have valued the jawbone so well. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? I would have been a dead man by now, but not for this jawbone. So somebody would have valued the jawbone so well. But the Bible says immediately he finished fighting the battle. What did he do with the jawbones? He cast away. That is beloved, that is a situation, but that is a sermon for another day. That is a sermon for another day. The sermon for today is what I like us to know, that behind the jawbones there was power behind. It was not the jawbones that brought the power upon Samson for him to kill. There was a power behind the jawbones. No matter how insignificant the thing may be, if a man that carries the power uses it becomes very significant. No matter how insignificant that thing might be, any man that carries power, when you carry a thing that is insignificant, the thing suddenly becomes significant. Not just because of you, but not because of the thing, but just because of who carries it. So the jawbones had power, not because ordinarily jawbones could do anything, but because the man that carried power also carried the jawbones. That was the same thing that happened to David. Ordinarily, slingshot didn't have power to kill Goliath. But slingshot could kill Goliath, not because of the power of ordinary slingshot, but because of who? Because of the one who carried the slingshot. So God does not look at the objects, but God looks at who carries the objects. He doesn't look at what you carry. The thing you are carrying might be very insignificant. No, God is not looking at what you have in your hand, but God is looking for who carries that which is in your hand. It might be an office that is very empty. Other people have been in that office and nothing good has come out from that office. But God can make something good come out from that office. Not because of that office, but because of who sits in that office. Some people might have collected a shop and they are doing business in that shop, and they are complaining that, hey, this place, the first person that stayed in this place pack, the second person that stayed in this place pack out, the third person that stayed in this place pack out, and they didn't have anything to show. But you can collect that same shop and have something to show. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Not because the shop has suddenly changed, no, but because of who is taking care of that shop. It's about who you are. When you carry God's covenants, you can penetrate anywhere. When you carry God's presence, beloved, you can bulldoze anywhere. When other people say there is a casting down, you can say there is a lifting up. Just because of what you carry. So the jawbones killed 1,000, not because the jawbone had the power to kill 1,000, but the jawbone killed 1,000 because there was power behind the jawbones. I don't know what people say about it. They might, people are looking at the surface of it. People are looking at the outside of it, but they forget that there is something that God has deposited in the inside. You may not look at the outside. People might be laughing at you because of the way your outside is looking, but they have forgotten that there is something about your inside that they have not seen. God looks at the inside while people look at the outside. People look at the outside. When Goliath looked at David, what did he see? He saw a slingshot. And that was why he said, oh, do you think I'm a dog that you are bringing a small catapult to kill me. Why did he say that? Because he was looking at David's on the outside, but he didn't know there was something inside David. When people laugh at you, don't bother, don't join them, don't feel bad about that, because they are laughing at you because of what they see about you, but they don't know what you carry from the inside. The foolishness of God. Shall we stand to our feet? I just like us to celebrate Jesus this morning. I just like us to celebrate Jesus this morning. But thank God this morning we are serving a God that is faithful.